No,
Ale to?
a nie, wyłączyła się.
Właśnie o tym mówię.
Wyłącz i włącz. Okej.
Tu słychać z tego chyba. Było słychać. Dobra,
So, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Today's live is gonna be carried in English, as we gonna address some of the stuff, some of the issues that were recently mentioned. So I think it's fair include everyone.
Yes, hi, my name is Gosia. This is Peter. And we are the owners of the SPN Nails distribution in England. But we won't be concentrating only on our brand today. I think it's not the issue.
Yes, we want to cover a bit of situation in regards to using gel polishes.
Sorry.
One second. Sorry about that.
Technical issues.
So what we want to do today is talk about the situation with the gel polishes, as there was a massive backlash from BBC, and I think there was some news on the other medias as well. So what we're going to do today is just explain from our point of view and from the knowledge we've managed to gather what reality actually is.
Yes, we want to give like solid knowledge, because I think it's lots of misunderstanding and misinformation everywhere.
Yes.
Because everywhere you can find the different informations, and we try to give like as much and as good as we could find everywhere.
So just so you know, we are not trained in chemicals or anything. The knowledge we're going to present you is the knowledge that we've gathered with experience, and the knowledge we found available through the government website, through the regulations, and
through the
from the other educators as well. So we've used other sources, just so you know.
And from the company, because we are working with it, then we know
Yes.
some regulation, because we need to know them.
So as of when we left EU, we had to unfortunately transition, and everything's changed. So we, as a distributor in the UK, had to start to understand the situation with the cosmetics in our case. So, okay, so let me start.
Can you first do something that I won't be so shiny?
Are you shiny? Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Oh no,
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 no, it's not there.
it's not that one.
Hold on, let me just have a
Go
look.
out.
No, it's still the same.
I'm just shiny, okay.
Okay, you are shiny, yes. Shining like a star.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. If you've got any questions, feel free to use the live chat, and I think on the end, maybe somewhere I will find out your questions, but on the end we will try to explain for all your questions you've got. Okay, Peter, we should start. Can you tell us we start from the beginning, from the bottom. Can you tell us a little bit how the gel polishes start? the history of it.
Well,
Maybe not the history, but
yes, just the basics.
just the basics.
So
yes.
in 2012, roughly, the UV gel polishes were introduced to the market. They kind of completely changed the way that everyone used to work, because before nail technicians used to just focus on acrylics. This technique completely changed the way you can work, much easier, much faster, no smell. So 2012, the system, as everyone's aware, it's based on two parts. One, the gel polish, monomers, and the second one is the lamp, which basically makes them harder. The way it works is that the gel polishes have some photo initiators, and under the UV light the gel becomes hard. Yeah, so that's pretty much.
I will just explain. We look on here because we're quite good prepared, but we've got all the notes here that we won't forget to tell you everything what we prepared. Okay, Peter, but now, because you know the bump came and it's a really big issue with all the reactions everywhere. What I can do and how I can make sure that the products I'm using are safe for me and for my customers, as you know, as a nail tech, where to start?
Okay, so I would probably say starting with the very basics. So in the UK, there are two main regulations. One, it's the REACH. I'm sure everyone who've ever looked at SDS or MSDS cards before know what REACH is. So that regulates all the chemicals and all the chemical substances within the UK. EU's got a similar regulation. And the second one, it's called Cosmetic Products Regulation, which was introduced by EU, but UK has adopted it. So you ask me what to do to know that I'm using the safe product. So looking at them two regulations, I would probably say let's start with that, because the only thing you can do is to make sure that you know the science behind the product, that you choose the brands that you can trust, that brands that give you a clear instruction and you follow the instructions, so you know that the products that you've purchased and you're using, you actually do that exactly how the manufacturer designed it to be used.
Can I stop you here?
Sure, yeah.
Because it's quite confusing. In the simple words, we've got the cosmetic products and chemical products.
It's chemical mixtures, yes.
Mixtures, or it's just regulations, or
No, there are differences between them. The main one.
okay, there we've got from the one side we've got cosmetic products and we've got the chemical products. From
Chemical mixtures.
Chemical mixtures. From as a nail tech, how I can know which I'm using?
There's no simple answer to that. It's kind of
Can you just
tricky,
make
actually.
it as simple as you can?
So there's nothing obvious that you look at the product to tell you that this is classed as cosmetics or not. The easiest way is if you look at any gel polish and you see the pictogram. So you know the signs telling you that this product is, I don't know, flammable. These are tiny square signs or some signs on the bottles that tells you this product is most likely a chemical substance, and it's not classed as a cosmetic.
The pictograms, like you say, the fire thing
Yes.
and that the color ones.
Yes.
Okay, that means they are we can think they can be the chemicals.
They most likely are
Most
not
likely.
classed as cosmetics, because with the cosmetic regulation, you don't have to use these pictograms on your products.
Okay, then with the cosmetics, they say the regulations are more strict.
Yes, so as you can imagine, the cosmetics are everything from your face creams, from your hand gels, and everything that you use on your body.
Yeah, and you know, because we are selling the products, and lots of girls ask me about SDS sheets for the cosmetics, but we are not going to the booths and asking for the, you know, when we're buying the cream, we don't ask them for the SDS sheets for it.
Exactly, because if you look back, nail products, a majority of the brands were using, they were not, the products were not registered as a cosmetics, they were just chemical mixtures or substances. If you have a chemical mixture or substance, you have to, by law, provide the STS card or MSDS in the past or when it's requested. When it comes to cosmetics, the regulation doesn't tell you that you have to supply it to the end customer. Exactly like you said, you go to Boots or you go to any other shop, you buy cream, do you actually ask for SDS card? No, because the fact that the product is registered as a cosmetic means that it actually is in line with all the requirements, which are much stricter than it comes to the cosmetic chemical substances. Very important thing probably to look at. It's very often people are asking whether the products are cruelty free. So just so you know, when the regulation was passed EU, and just so you know, the UK adopted that regulation as well. So we actually governed by the same regulation as countries in EU. Testing any cosmetics on animals was banned. So if anything on the UK or EU market is a cosmetic, it's not been tested on animals because that's banned. Otherwise, it would be illegal to sell that product as a cosmetic.
Okay, then we know if our nail product it's a cosmetic.
Yep.
It's a not sign. What it's what it's a not science.
Chemical mixture.
It's a cosmetic.
Yeah.
That we know it's not tested on animals.
Correct.
What's happened if we've got the chemicals mixture?
So
they can be tested.
So what we've actually seen not long ago, I'm talking in the region of the last few days. A lot of girls were asking and sending the pictures of SDS cards, and we've actually spotted one where it clearly states on SDS card that the product was tested on rabbits. So your answer to that question is it seems like it's still allowed to test the chemicals on animals, yes.
From now, our knowledge, yes.
Yes.
Okay, then how I supposed to know that my product, it's product I'm using, it's chemical or it's cosmetics? How to
distinguish?
How to make it? I want to be safe and for me and my customers. I need to do next?
I mean, there is no easy way to find out whether the product is actually cosmetic. The best way, the best solution is just contact your supplier on manufacture of the product, and they probably gonna give you the answer whether it is or not, because there is a database of all the cosmetics. So before anything on the UK market it's allowed to be on sale, you have to, by law, register it with the database. And what I mean by registering, you need to supply them all the details of tests, all the ingredients. You need to prove basically that the product is safe and is actually within the boundaries of what the legal limits are.
Yes, but it's not my job. Yeah, that's the company's job. They are doing this. But me as a nail tech, what I can do to make it, that everything is safe and make it sure that I'm using the right products.
So as probably you've already heard or from other people, because it was very popular subject, make sure that you are picking the correct brand. I mean the brand which you can trust. I'm not going to mention which brand, is just up to you. But you need to bear in mind that buying products on popular platforms, it's not a bad thing, but it really depends what products you buy. Because as many of known companies are, registered in UK and they trade in UK, some small companies they just selling through popular platforms, and let me put it this way, they might probably not give a damn whether the product is safe or not.
Money, it's money.
It's just about making money. We don't want these sort of products used by you guys or by especially on the customers, because in reality, whatever they state on the bottle, you just need to trust that's the case. There's no way that you can actually
Test it yourself.
test it yourself. So you buy.
You can't take the bottle and go to the lab and test it.
To some degree you can, but I've actually contacted the person responsible for that in the brand we represent, and what I was told is when the product is already ready as a mixture of the products, it's very difficult to distinguish the percentage of individual ingredient within the product, if that makes sense. So it is very often that you have to rely on what the manufacturer tells you it's inside, and if it's the product from Far East, let's say, there is no guarantee that the product is actually, the ingredients are actually what they state in they are. And the very next thing you need to remember is buy from brands that you trust. Follow the instruction and strictly, because very often and in most of the cases, the problem with the product is not the product itself, it's the technique that is getting used. Undercuring is causing potential allergies and reactions. And you should also make sure that the products that you applying on someone's nails are only applied on a healthy nail plates.
You said the undercuring. I think we're supposed to stop here. I think it's the really important thing to cure the product. We had that conversation long time ago about this. But me as a nail tech, again, how I can find, the good curing clamp? Because same they everywhere they can put on the box. For example, it's 48 watts, and can I be sure it is there? Because they can write everything on a box. The manufacturer, I mean.
So usually the way it works is that we spend money on the product and we think, okay, where we can save. And people tend to go and buy a cheap lamp because it's cheap. And we all like to save a bit of few quid here and there. Unfortunately, it's the same principle as with the gel polishes. If you buy a cheap lamp or cheap product from the company that you don't know, you've never dealt with, it's not been on the market for the long time, and especially from far away, unfortunately, you don't know what you get. The box might, or specification on the box might state that it's 48 watts, but in reality it's 24.
Yes, but how I supposed to? Okay, then how I supposed to trust other brands? It's there. That's the. I've got the wattage.
Wattage. Yeah.
Wattage. They are telling me.
Purely because they've got too much to lose.
Right.
If you've got, established brand which take care of the customers, they've got no reason whatsoever to lie to you, because if the customer finds out that they've purchased the lamp, which it's not what's on the box, the company like that might lose the reputation, and it's very difficult to change that later on.
Can they be fined for it?
Yes, absolutely. Trading Standards, it's the organization which checks stuff like that, and all the electric devices should carry an UK CE mark, which basically state that the product itself is to the specs.
Okay. Maya, she just texted us that at the moment what they say it's the, because I can't see it. Can you read it?
Yes, at the moment we need to use products made in UK, EU, America and South Africa. I wouldn't say that all the products from Paris are bad. The problem with the products in the Far East is that it's very difficult to work out what's actually there, and that's probably why they're saying it's just safer to work with the companies based in EU, UK and USA, because it's again what I've said with the lamps and cheap polishes. The companies like that got nothing to lose, where big established brands in UK or in Europe, if they're gonna lie to the customer and they're gonna start selling the products with ingredients that are not supposed to be there, they will be fined. Two, they're gonna lose all the customers,
they
and
stuff.
that's pretty simple. That and just to clarify on that as well, There is not that many factories around the world which do produce products like that. And people, I've heard the stories that you just go to the factory, you buy a off-shelf product, and you just slap the label on that.
Yeah,
you can do that. Yes, you can.
But you've got no idea what is inside.
But
they even won't tell you probably.
but I'm not talking about it. This is what I'm talking about. It's a private label, so that's the genuine stuff that you can do.
All right, sorry.
Private label, so you can go to a company in States which does the gel polish, and you can negotiate with them and ask, okay, I want to buy 30,000 bottles of that gel polish. Can you put the label on it? And most likely they will. But that's just one way of doing it. The other way is that you actually prepare the formulation yourself, and you ask the trusted manufacturers to produce it for you. And that's a completely different story, because all the R&D, so research and development, is on your side. You create the formulation, you tell the factory exactly what you want, how you want it formulated, and they do it for you. So, saying that all the brands are the same, and all they do is just buy it from one place or two or three places and just slap the label on it, it's misunderstanding and misinformation, I would say, because that's not reality. Reality is that some companies might do it. I don't know what they do. Some people might do it, but a lot of companies are actually working to get their own formulations, and even if they use the third parties to produce it, it's still their formulation.
Yes, feel free to write any questions you've got till now. Okay, then we've got the good lamp. For example, I'm as a nail tech. Yeah. I bought the good lamp from the trusted brand. I've got the products from the trusted brand. Mm-hmm. What next? It's that, and that's me. Me and my customer are safe. There will be no reactions, and we are happy with it.
No, you nail tech, you educator, you know yourself. So very important steps, and I'm sure everyone have heard it already, but we just want to repeat that. So there are basic stuff that we need to follow. One, any lamp you're using, make sure it's compatible with the products you're using. I'm not saying you have to buy the product from the brand that you buy, but this is the easiest way to do it, because they can assure you that that lamp we're selling, it's designed or it's been tested with the products we're selling.
You need to have the specifications, yeah?
Yes, so you need to specification. If they don't sell the lamp, ask them for the specification. You need to remember the lamp. It's not just the standard light. The lamps are different by the wattage, wavelengths, so different lengths of the light itself, which differ how the product gets penetrated and then cured. So there's a lot to it. Then you've got lamps which are increasing or decreasing the power of itself to so tons of different options on the market. If you can't buy the lamp from the company that you using, ask them for the specs, and then use the company that you can trust, and tell them this is the specs of the lamp I need. Can you support with that? This is probably the easiest way to do with the lamps, but that's not only thing.
Okay, but we said I've got the lamp. Mm-hmm. I've got the good product. Am I safe? What I saw is that's it. What I need to do.
So if you're using the matching products, that's the first step. Another one is that you need to remember that when you apply in any product on the customer nameplate, yeah, that's fine. I gotta go over there.
Tick you.
Yes, you tick me. When you apply any product on the customer nameplate, the product is designed for the nameplate. Not for the cuticles, not for the skin, not for the face all over. So in basic terms, just do everything you can to make sure that the product doesn't get anywhere else, because that's the easiest way of explaining it. Wash the hands after, wash the hands before, make sure that the product gets cured properly. And the best advice I've got is training. It's as simple as it sounds. I mean, look at the example of your local garage. Can you imagine giving a guy who spent last 20 years in that garage and never done any training after he's left the school, your brand new Tesla to fix? He doesn't probably have a clue. The technology is changing. The techniques are changing, and that applies not only to to the cars or PCs or anything like that. It applies to the way the products are made. Over the last few years, the amount of products we've had on the market is
Different products,
massively increased, and you've got the builder bottles right now, you've got
rubber
gels, you've got new systems of the gels itself, so they are different, and we need to understand how they work and what to do
and we need to train ourselves to know how to work with them. Yes, then I would say about we've been learned to use acetone to remove every single time for the acrylics. Now we are removing every single time the gel polish, which in my opinion, this is not the way we're supposed to do it. I'm not talking about that the acetone is bad, it's a bad guy, because it's not a bad guy here. The bad guy, it's we doing the harm, because every time we are soaking off the nail, and then we need to remove those bits, leftovers after acetone.
So what you're saying, after you soak the nail off, there are leftovers on the nail plate that you need to file away?
Yes, we need to file away and just make it our nail nice and what? And I forgot the word. Nice and not flat. Like without
clean,
any nice and clean,
yeah.
We need to file our nail. Every single time we're doing this, we are filing the first layer of our nail, which calls dorsal layer.
Okay.
And that layer is a very important layer, because first it's responsible for a grip.
Adhesion.
Adhesion. This is the word I've got a problem that I'm not using the adhesion word for a grip. And for the products doesn't penetrate to the our.
So it acts as a natural barrier.
Yeah, actual and a natural barrier. When we are filing every 3 weeks, even just tiny bit, it can cause overfiled. I'm not saying it is, but it's most likely.
It's highly likely that you're going to file a bit of dorsal layer, which then allows the products that you're applying on that nail later on to penetrate. Is that what you're trying to say?
Penetrate. Also, it's easier for the chemical burns. Easier to make it on holices and all that stuff. My way to doing this is to remove it by e-file. I know girls saying, "Oh, I don't use e-file." Start to use e-file. Then they say, "Oh, I don't have training with e-file." Do the training. Like Peter said, training. Educate yourself. What are you doing there?
I'm just checking that everything's working.
Educate yourself.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what you said. Don't look for excuses. Oh, because I can't do this because I don't have training with it, or I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, just find the solution rather than look for excuses. Find the solutions. If you don't know how to use the e-file, I'm sure there's tons of people around you which can give you a good training, and just go out and ask. They're not very expensive. On top of it, it's tax deductible. Any training you can actually take it away from your profit. So
exactly,
it's beneficial for you, beneficial for your customer.
It's quicker than soaking.
And it's quicker, and there is no that much smell. But again, even if you file it away, just make sure you've got extractor on. All the dust. It is. This is the very important thing. It's not only about the product itself. It's not about only about uncured product, because the dust itself, it might cause reactions as well. So it's a lot of things that we I'm not a nail tech, but as an industry, we need to remember.
And I will show how to remove the product from the nail, because I'm removing with the e-file, but also I'm leaving the protection layer. The protection layer from the old, I said the previous product. That means I'm not removing everything.
So what you're saying is that by doing it, you're basically not touching the dorsal, which is the top layer of the
I'm
nail.
not touching the nail plate more than twice.
Okay, and this basically makes it much simpler not to damage the dorsal layer, and then obviously product cannot penetrate because the dorsal layer is still intact.
If I've got if I don't have any liftings, because we need to of course remove the liftings because we don't have the green bacteria there afterwards. But if we've got no liftings, we just removing the old product up to minimum. If we've got liftings, of course we need to remove the liftings, and I will show you this right now. Let me just put the lamp on. No questions till now. I think that's good. That's mean we are explaining this really well.
Oh, there's not enough people watching us right now, and they're probably gonna start asking the questions where we already gone, and we won't be able to answer them. But what can we do?
Yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Don't be shy. I think you need to change the scene.
Okay. It should be sound right now. I do apologize.
We've been talking without sound.
Okay, so I'm gonna just recap. Gosia is gonna show you right now what we're gonna do. She's removing the top layer of the old gel polish, and she's just showing you the way that she's teaching her students to do it.
Yes, and I said normally you will have a 3-week gap because mine was nearly to the cuticles, the gel polish. Without the gap, when you've got the infill to do, it's much easier to remove it.
Okay, Lian is asking, so why is there so many people promoting removal with the acetone for healthy nails? They promoting removal with acetone because there's less chance that you're actually gonna damage the nail plate itself. The problem, well, I'm not saying removing with acetone is wrong. It's not, but it's way less likely that there's gonna be a need to file or buff your natural dorsal layer and damage it when you've removed the product with acetone. Because you need to remember that when you're removing it with acetone, when you're soaking the gel polish, you're gonna have some leftovers on it. It's not gonna just come off completely.
Yeah, but also the acetone, like we said, it's not the bad guy, but it makes the nail dry.
Lian, can you just confirm you can hear us right now? Because from what I can see, the sound is back. I'm not gonna be talking until we know it's back.
Just yeah, because we've got that 30 seconds. What?
Yeah, there's delay on
Yeah,
from.
30-second delay. Then let us know if you can hear us because we changed the camera.
And I completely forgot.
Yes, she said yes.
She said yes before.
Okay.
Can you confirm
No,
that
she
you
said
can...
lost all sound. Oh, yes.
Okay. So going back to your question, we're not trying to say removing or soaking the nail with acetone is incorrect. It's absolutely correct. But what we're trying to say, filing it with the e-file is one, it's quicker. Two, if you only removing, as some people have said, shine from the nail, and you just buffing it away just to prepare the not the actual nail plate but the leftovers from the old application on your nail, it is less likely that you're actually going to damage the dorsal layer, which is the top layer of your nail. Because
as you see, it's quite thin now, and now I can start to make it nice and smooth with the e-file. Sorry, I will go because we've got no dust there with the file here, and I will show you the end results. So, because I've got the lifting on the end. Just on the end, I've got the lifting. I need to remove that lifting. I won't be doing this with the e-file. I will do this with the hand file. This is that is the secure way. You just e-filing the thick layer of the gel polish.
Gel polish, yeah.
And if you see you've got a thin layer, you will start to do with the e-file.
With the file.
With the file. Sorry. This is the same like. E-file, it's just as the acetone. Acetone, it's taking most of the product.
Yeah.
But then
you still need to buff it away, or you need to use the file.
Yes.
Just to make sure that the nail plate is ready to apply a new gel polish, because you can't leave it bumpy. It needs to be nice, tidy, and clean. And because the acetone is soaking actually the nail plate itself, when you're filing or buffing it, there's a chance that you can damage it. Even a tiny bit. You know, if you look at the, because we're going to touch on the subject of HEMA later, but if you're filing away or buffing away, and if you even damage the dorsal layer a little bit, it's potentially the way of the chemicals to penetrate the nail.
Yes, of
because
course.
That's the only protection layer that the nails go.
Yeah, of course I will file once the grow nail, which I need to remove the shine. But here, I still got the product. Not sure if you can see it. I still got the liftings here. Then I need to remove the liftings.
Maya has mentioned that the education in UK is not the same as in Europe. I'm from Bulgaria, and I prefer to go back home to have a better qualification. I've never removed the gel polish with the acetone from my clients. I don't think it's completely true, Maya. I've actually, when I was getting ready for this live, I was trying to make sure that I've got all the knowledge I can. I can assure you there's tons of informations, and one of the best places I found, it's called, let me just have a look, I was meant to mention it as well, it's a nail knowledge website, nailknowledge.org, and all the stuff that we're talking about, it's explained there as well. Everything that we're talking about is on the website, and there is a ton of information. So all we have to do is just look for it.
Just educate ourselves. Look for the information, because there's lots of free informations everywhere. Mm-hmm. When we're doing lives, and we will do now because we did lives before in Polish, mm-hmm. and we've been giving tons of free knowledge.
Yeah.
And now we will be doing all lives in English. And if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to even email us, and we'll be talking about this.
Yes, we're going to try to cover the subjects, stuff that you're not sure how to do, what's going on. Even if we don't know, because I'm not trying to say we know everything, we don't. But we're going to find out. We're going to do our research, because that's our job. We need to support our customers. We need to be able to answer all the complicated questions. So we're going to do that as well. But yeah, my advice and what I'm trying to say is that the informations are available. And going back to what Maya said, it's probably slightly different. We know that as well. But it's just because the market's been different, and they were moving slightly at a different pace. But it seems like everything's just getting at the same level right now. Then Leanne is asking, so if the client come with the damaged dorsal layer, what is your advice?
Depends how badly it is. Because first, like we said on the beginning, the dorsal layer is responsible for
Adhesion.
adhesion for a grip. Then you can think, okay, I will do the gel polish for her, but it can lift. My advice is, if it's not so bad, I said not so bad, no unholiness, just a little bit overfiled, tiny bit. Short the nails as much as I can without the free edge, and the client need to be back every 2 weeks until the dorsal layer will be back. When, Peter, the dorsal layer will be back?
You've said few months, I can't remember right now. 6
Yeah,
weeks?
it need to grow. The nail need to grow. That's mean that it will. Oh, I'm not sure if they will be. They will see. It will need to grow. You know, every 2 weeks the dorsal layer will grow until the full nail will grow. You can be sure you've got the dorsal layer back. Every 2 weeks you will see if the product splits on the end. That's mean there's still no dorsal layer there.
Leanne, just let us know whether that's clear. If not, we're going to try to rephrase it.
Okay.
And going back to your question, this is what Maya is saying, this is what I'm doing, always educate myself and always research. And this is our approach as well, Maya, because as we've said, the technology and the products and everything's changing at such a fast pace that if we want to stay safe and we want to practice the safe, nail applications, I think it's a part of our job. We need to do that.
We need to do that. But as this what I saw, what's happened on the TV, some articles been written about that HEMA nail products and reactions. What was, on those all nail groups, if I would be, the beginner nail tech, I would be terrified, absolutely terrified. I felt so sorry for those girls. They've been looking for help. What I need to do? Should I need to rebrand? What? Absolutely scary things. That was, I said to Peter, we need to do that live. Mm-hmm. We need to tell people, calm down, don't worry, just do a few steps and educate yourself. Mm-hmm. Because it's nothing to worry about. This is your choice, what products you will use. We're not saying that this or this one are the best one. This is absolutely your choice, but first educate yourself, then you will know what to choose.
And you will understand, and you're not going to be getting scared over scam mongering by BBC or other places, because let's put it this way, media are looking for something hot and something to talk about. Yes, the fact is that there was an increase in allergies, but if you look at what let me just find that out for you, because I don't want to make that up. I've actually got the data. But before I do that, I'm going to answer a few questions. So Maya just said, I've answered Maya already. So if the client comes with the damaged dorsal layer, yes, so Gosia is covering that.
Just because Leanne said she yes, it's clear. In the simple words, until the free edge won't split it, with the product. Mm-hmm. Because that means you've got no dorsal layer. If it's nice and together without any liftings, that means it's good.
Okay, so the next question Leanne's asked is about HEMA.
But HEMA we will cover after our show.
So can we just leave it till the end, Leanne, because there's more to talk about.
Katarzyna, she asked you about the website you mentioned.
So the website, Kasia, it's called, one second. It's just so you know, this is not our website. We've got nothing to do with it.
But we find really good information there.
And it's fantastic. I've used it because I was doing my research, and it is sometimes very difficult to find everything in one place, but that place is amazing, I think. And the people which...
Okay, can I, until you will do it, can I say something?
Go on, yeah.
Okay, you see my nail, hopefully you see because I can, it's here. Now I've got the product, let me to find this one. I've got no products here, not on the end because I had the liftings here, and no here because the nail grow. I've got the product here. If I'm not sure, I can use the cleaner and wipe it. Let me do. I think it will be visible on the camera. Where it's lighter, you see it's on. Here, where it's lighter, there is the product. I think it's.
You can see it.
It's
I
visible.
can see it. Yeah.
And okay, you want to finish. I just want to say that's how it's easier to do not overpower. If I see, you can see clearly where I've got the nameplate and where I've got the product.
So which one is the nameplate? So the darker area.
I think it all depends on the cleaner. Let me to see, because this is the not stronger cleaner. Because no, darker. It's not like darker. It's different texture.
Okay, so you can see basically after that where the
It's different
product's still
texture.
left.
The
Okay.
product and the file, nameplate.
So so we covered that. Lian, I'm gonna cover the HEMA in a second, okay? And Maya is saying this is what I'm doing. She was talking about getting knowledge and researching herself, which is perfect. Kasia, I've sent the link to the website, so you can just go and have a look yourself. I do recommend that. It's a really good place to find some basic information. It's very useful information. And what's the name of Don
Sean.
Don Sean? I'm sure majority of the people have heard that name. He's one of the experts on the website, and
He's got free books if you want to read it, which are absolutely amazing, and the knowledge you will have from there, it's outstanding.
So you've got the experts of Marian Newman, Don Sean, and a few other people which are helping to create that website, and they put the knowledge together. It's amazing. It's not very expensive. Where I've looked at it, I think it was £49 for a year access for 1 year.
It's nothing for the knowledge you will have
for one person. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got nothing to do with that website.
That's
We've
not the
been asked-
advertisement.
Yeah, we don't advertise it. I'm just saying this is a very good place. We found it very useful because it actually takes all the knowledge, and it talks about the allergies. It talks about what we've actually covered in here as well. So I would recommend just go over there. There is some free stuff there as well. So go there and have a look yourself.
Okay, and now I will show you how I apply the gel polish. Of course, normally I would do the manicure with my cuticles, but this is not the life about this. Oh, I'll do it as well. I showed my Clean and Prep, which is a really good product for degrease the nail. Not all the cleaners are the same. That will be another topic probably, because it's also a lot of different.
The similar name doesn't mean it's exactly the
Yes.
same product. That's what we're trying to say.
And what I will do to make it quicker, I will use today rubber base, which is base and color. I just want you to see it. But me, I like to be always prepared. Doesn't matter, it's the base inside. I like to use my base, which is always 701 Bonder base. It's not just, it's me. It's it's me. This is what I'm doing. To rub into nail plate, natural nail plate, little bit of Bonder base. Bonder base does not require the primer. Yes. And I will move that away, and I will just cure it quickly. What you are reading there?
So I'm just recapping all the information I've gathered about. Well, most important information I've gathered about HEMA, because again, it's not an easy stuff. It's not easy to get your head around it. So I'm not going to be talking about everything. I just basically gonna mention the stuff that is important.
The most important things, but yeah, just wait with that HEMA.
Okay, no, but as Gosia is showing you stuff, I just wanted to mention one thing as well. Because I forgot to mention.
I can't talk when I'm showing.
Okay,
You know
go
about
on.
this.
No, that's fine.
How
Go.
many times, Peter? How many times?
Too many.
Do you want to show?
Yeah.
Like you saw, when I rub in the base, I didn't touch the cuticles. I only work on the nail plate.
Kasia is asking what's the difference between the rubber base and regular base.
Rubber base is a very flexible base. Okay, first I'm doing this slippery layer and have a look again. Hopefully that it's visible.
It
Let
is visible,
me-
yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Same again. I'm not touching the skin around the cuticles. Really tiny slippery layer. This layer will give a road, give a way. You know what I'm talking about. Will show my second layer where to go. I know. I'm the best.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you're fantastic, as always.
Okay, we've got the slippery layer, and now with a little bit more product on my brush, I will put it here. I will show you my secret application. This is what I'm teaching on my courses. On the left, on the right, and going down. Like funnel.
Yeah.
And now with the, I'll see if I've got, I will add a little bit more because it's quite big nail. Just tiny. Of course, we don't want thick nail.
And Gosia, as you're doing it, are you going always thick on the layers, or you going not very thick? What's
Not very thick, always thin layers, because first they need to be cured proper. It's hard to penetrate a thick layer.
So that you remember when we were talking about the lamps, there's a different lens to the light, but there are limitations. You can have the best lamp ever, but if the layer of the gel polish or rubber polish or anything you're applying is going to be too thick, it's very likely that it's not going to be cured properly because the light cannot penetrate it. And again, lamps are getting used on a regular basis, like with the tires on the car. Every now and then you need to replace them.
Okay,
they just wearing, LED or UV. They just need replacing every now and then. Just bearing that in mind.
Peter, stop for a moment.
Yeah.
Stop talking, Peter. I'm using this thin brush because it's easier for me to make sure I'm not touching the cuticles. Yeah, and then I can have nice, how to saying, ending, nice. It looks nice near to the cuticles when I'm using my brush, and then I'm just turning around to make it nice, light reflection, and level my base. Have a look. I can't see it. Look, I think looking good because Peter just turned off the screen, and I need to cure it. It's very quick. Rub in the. I'm using Bonder base. Cure. Then slippery layer, do not cure, add the funnel with the base, brush, turn, light reflection, done. Easy peasy.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. My favorite is cotton candy rubber base at the moment. Did I say what I'm using? I'm using the a peach. Just for you to, just give me a few more moments, few more seconds. I will just apply I will apply the top coat later, don't worry. I'll just show you how the nail looks. And yeah, we can go to that scary HEMA and Di-HEMA.
Lian is asking, does the brush size matter?
You mean the thin?
That's probably what she means, yeah.
I think
It probably depends.
It depends on the person. It depends.
Your skills,
Yeah, have a look here. Look, the light reflection. It's already really nice, even without the top coat. I didn't touch the skin. I didn't remove all the product because this is what we've been concentrated at. I only remove how thick it is. I only remove the thickness. Yeah, thank you for helping me. I helped myself. I only remove the thickness of the gel polish and base there. I left the tiny amount on the nail, remove the liftings, and then apply the product.
Okay, so you've left basically some tiny bit of layer of the old product and then apply the gel polish on that.
Yes, you can change this scene now.
Right.
They can see us.
Okay, so yeah.
And I will apply on just the
So
top
Liane
coat.
is asking, does the size of the brush matter? So I think she's talking about that small one. So
Yeah, we just said about this. It's
yeah,
better
but
to use-
is it better to use the super thin brush?
Yes, thin brush, but not too thin because you need to have that power to move a little bit of this. If you've got that very, like, one hair, you won't be able to move it. Same, it's not good to have got very short one. You need a little bit longer. I've got here nail art 7. It's 7.
Mils.
It is, yeah. I think it's 7 millimeters long.
But it's just about the precision. If you're comfortable with working with a very, very thin brush, then yeah.
Yeah, very very thin brush, but not too short.
And it's probably easier to avoid all the areas that you shouldn't be touching with a thinner brush than with a thicker brush.
Yes. Okay, Peter. I think we supposed to go now to that.
Scary.
Oh, sorry, I've got the hair here. I will wipe it and just apply the top coat again. Yeah, the scary HEMA, Di-HEMA and all stuff. It's the HEMA a devil. What's going on? Can you tell us? Because, like I said before, if I would be a beginner nail tech, I would be absolutely terrified. This is what I'm reading on the social media.
So okay, I'm gonna support myself with some of notes that we've made because again I don't want to lie and make up the informations. I've gathered them, I've put it myself, but again I didn't create it. I've used the sources. I've mentioned some of them. So HEMA is the product that is an ingredient of a lot of nail products that is used in dentistry, orthopedic, 3D printing, and the nail products. It's been used safely for many, many years. And BBC, I think, have mentioned that as well. In 2018, the British Association of Dermatologists published a research paper naming HEMA as a high-level allergen, which isn't actually incorrect. It's true. But what they probably forgot to mention is that it needs to be in contact with your skin. It needs to be in contact with some wounds or some it needs to be able to penetrate basically. So if the products are applied correctly, there is no need to worry unless the person you're dealing with has got already allergy, because all you need to remember is that when you get the allergy, that's it. You can't use the product because you already got an allergy. There's nothing you can do. It's a natural body response, and each time that you're gonna introduce that allergen, in that case it might be HEMA or any other monomer, to the body is gonna react, and that's it.
And the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But going back, so they were talking about HEMA as a high-level allergen and the main cause of the allergy epidemic. That's what they said. What I would like to point out is that what they stated in that a lot of the issues with the allergies was coming from the home kids. A lot of that was done because people, and especially throughout the COVID, when everyone was locked up, they couldn't get the
Nails.
They couldn't get the nails done, so the girls were probably just trying to do them themselves. And the nail technicians are working usually for a long period of time before they actually go and start treating the customers, doing the nails. So it's the work which needs a lot of precision, and it needs to, people need to understand at least the basics of what they're doing. And you can imagine you're sitting at home through the COVID, you're thinking, oh, my nails are horrible, I'm gonna get it done. You go on the most popular platform and you buy the kit. You've read the description. It states that it's safe and it's tested and whatever. And I'm gonna stop in here and give you a very good example of it's a real situation which I was made aware by following some of the other people on the YouTube. So what they basically did, they've purchased, unbranded power banks on the biggest platform, and they've looked through the specification on that platform, and it says, oh, it's a massive one, 50,000 milliampere hours. They bought them. Obviously, they were very cheap. They were a good deal. So they bought few of them. I think it was 10 or 15. They've got them to the labs and they've started testing it. None of them actually worked out to be what was described. And if you put it into perspective of other products, unfortunately, it works exactly the same. Where it comes to the lamps or where it comes to the products, when you've got small businesses or some people which are just after one thing, which is money, very often they are more than happy just to do anything, say, put, write, anything, whatever it takes just to sell the product. And they're not really worried about your safety, your customer safety, or in that case, safety of the users. In that case, that was the health, home users. So going back to the study, they found out that a lot of these allergies were due to the instructions inadequate. So people basically didn't know how to apply the product and how to work with it. And again, you as a nail tech person who's done it for many years, and if you up to speed with your training, you know what's going on with the industry.
Yeah, but how many times I would like calls, this one and that product doesn't work. And sometimes I just give small advice. And the product works.
Yeah.
That means it's not sometimes it's us girls. We need to know how to do it, how to use it.
And you can't make the assumption that because you've used a product from company A, you buy the similar product from company B, is going to be exactly the same, because that doesn't work like that. Sometimes there might be differences, they might be in different ingredients, and I'm sure a lot of people have already mentioned that, but mix and match doesn't work. It's not like you can have 90% of your products coming from AliExpress, from China or from Far East or from somewhere else, and then to show your customers. I'm not saying you're doing it, but just giving this an example. You just buy branded products to put few of them in your salon so it looks nice. Because unfortunately there are consequences to that. If you think about it, there is a reason why certain products are cheap and certain products are more expensive. R&D, which is research and development, costs money. Someone needs to invest heavily to test them products. It's extremely complicated these days to have the product tested by the lab. They don't do it for free. The company needs to pay for it. Very often it happens that the product cannot be placed on the market, so they need to come up with the new formulation.
Okay, that's when you're going before.
A bit too far, yeah.
Before I ask you, I think you already answered for my question I've got for you. Mm-hmm. Because we've got HEMA-free products. Our company got HEMA-free products also.
Yeah, we've had them for many years.
Yeah, SPN got 99% gel polishes HEMA-free before that whole situation happened.
Correct.
And they didn't put it everywhere. Anyway, that's mean we've got products with HEMA, and products HEMA-free.
Yeah.
Why all products can't be HEMA-free?
They can, but it's...
This is what you said.
So this is not coming from me, this is coming from a person who actually deals with it on a daily basis, because I've actually asked that question. Money. It comes to, if you've got the formulation based on HEMA, and it's been successfully used for many, many years, and as I've mentioned before, it's still used in dentistry, orthopedics, and many, many other areas. And it doesn't cause a massive issue. There are some allergies, but people get allergies to anything. You can have the allergy to tomatoes. Flowers, or
tomato.
Yeah, potatoes, or milk. You can get allergy literally virtually anything. And will the government should ban the milk because 10 people got the allergy?
They are, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Intolerant, yeah.
So you can get allergy for anything. But talking about why all the products are not HEMA-free, because the formulations are based on HEMA, and they were based on HEMA for many, many years. And right now, for that sort of a company who's already got, hundreds of products based on HEMA, go back and try to redesign each of this formulation. It's not the case of just swapping one ingredient, taking HEMA away and replacing it with another one. Because you need to understand there is chemical reactions within these chemicals that you mix together, and changing one ingredient might completely change the how the product behaves, and it might actually not work at all. So it's a lot of investments that you need to make to come up with a new formulation and a new product, and it doesn't guarantee that people not gonna get some reactions to other ingredients, because this is reality. You can we've had a friend who had a reaction to acetone.
Not acetone,
ingredient inside the acetone. So so there's a lot of different reactions you can get, and changing everything completely right now just because stuff wasn't used properly and people didn't do the things how they're supposed to do. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yes, I will tell you on my story, because I had before when I ran the salon, I had 100 customers monthly, and I had the customers after reactions coming from somewhere else, and never, never had a problem. The way how we're doing, the way what I'm using, how I'm using, I'm teaching the same way. I had absolutely, till now, never had a problem with it. I think that says
a lot, yeah.
That says a lot.
And this is going back again to what everyone is saying. The technique matters, how you're applying the product matters, and where you source the product from matters. And we don't want to slam anyone, because we all...
Because there are lots of good brands.
Absolutely, there's tons of good companies and companies that actually care about, like I've tried to explain, if the company is going to release a bad product and people are going to find out that this product is really bad and nobody is taking responsibility for it, they're going to lose the customers. And I don't think there's any company out there who is willing to do that. Especially the established brands, the
for years
that have customers, and customers love the products and they want to use them. Yes, HEMA is the allergen and it can cause some allergies, but
you said if you are you are allergic to HEMA, I don't know if you said this.
Yes, you can't use it.
Don't use it. Choose the products without.
The only problem with that is that you can't establish whether you're allergic to HEMA unless you're gonna have a
tested.
Unless you're gonna get tested. And from what I've gathered online on the government website, it is taking about 2 years right now to get a test done.
Oh my gosh!
It's not the easy thing because there's a
better
lack of...
to sign up now.
it's a lack of the dermatologists in the UK. And one more thing I would like to touch on. Right at the beginning, we're talking about the differences, cosmetics and
we've got cosmetics and chemical mixtures. Yeah.
So I've heard some stories going around that in 2021 there was a ban on selling products, including with HEMA, to people. It's partially incorrect because if you meet certain conditions, you can still sell the products to professionals, but you don't have to ask for any sort of proof that they are actually professionals. You need to warn your customer that the product is for professional use.
This is individual for professional use only. That's very important.
Yes, and it might cause some reactions. That are two of the statements that you need to put on the product, on the cosmetic.
But the guys are not selling. She said we need to do it.
Yeah.
That's our job. Kasia, Katarzyna, she just asked something. Can you read it?
Yes. Did you decide to do the new set after when you found out that the person had the allergic before?
This is a very good question.
Yes.
It's really important. And again, this is my way. People got different ways. I'm not saying that my way is only the best way. I like to say this at home, but not at work. My way is I'm leaving those nails 5-6 months without anything. The nails need to grow absolutely from grow
Completely regrow,
completely regrow. That was what I was looking for. And after I can do the nails. After everything goes, the
Obviously, you need to test it before that there's no reaction on the small bit of skin or
nail, not
on
skin.
on the nail, yeah.
Like you said, we don't put anything on skin.
Yeah.
On the nail, yes, but it's tricky, Peter.
Because if you've got the dorsal layer, there's going to be no reaction.
No, you don't know about this. I think we didn't talk about this.
No.
It's tricky. You can test it on one nail.
Mm-hmm.
So how I heard so many situations like this. They tested on one nail, it was good. When they put it on all nails, the allergy come back.
Okay.
Don't know, maybe they put it somewhere on the other nails, maybe on the skin.
Or cuticles area, yeah.
Cuticles, something. Yes, but I'm always giving that the nail need to regrow fully. Then I can do nails.
Yeah.
I can try do nails. I've got good lamp, absolutely perfect products. I'm work with the healthy nail and far from the cuticles.
Yeah.
And do not cut the skin, of course, when you're doing manicure. Do you got anything else to add to this, or should we ask for more questions? Do you got any more questions? Because I think we nearly finish everything from our notes. Yes, you've got nail knowledge source. I think don't be scared. Educate yourself. Don't panic, because there is nothing to panic about. It was scary. The last week, I think it was very scary for lots of nail tech. Like I said, the social media
don't help.
Don't help, because people just scare each other. Oh, don't use this. I should rebrand. I should rebrand. What company I supposed to go? Calm down, girls.
Yeah,
calm down.
Especially that you changed the company. And to be fair with you, it's very likely that you're gonna come and have to deal with similar ingredients or the same ingredients.
Yeah. Like Peter said, the issue came from the home use. I think it's still on. Mainly because, sorry, they are not
trained. They don't not
trained,
education.
Yeah?
They don't know how to use it.
We need to be trained. We need to educate ourselves. This is what I said. Sometimes you say product doesn't work, and I had calls, not one, so many calls. For example, about the matte top coat, and they called me, "Oh, Gosia, my matte top coat stopped working," and I was like, "Wait, did I hear this right? How the matte top coat
can stop working?
Can stop working? Oh, it's not matte anymore." I said, "Okay, shake the bottle." Because we don't know, like some people don't know, the matte top coat still got the pigment, which is matte pigment. The pigment like to sat on the bottom,
because it's heavier and
on the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
And if we don't use it so often, because we're not using so often matte top coats, the pigment is there. If you just take the brush out from the bottle, you've got pigment still back on the on the bottom, not on the top where you're using the brush. There is not matte. When you just shake it, mix all together. Always, every product you're supposed to mix it. Because the pigments are funny.
Yeah, you can. That should be something you do on a regular basis anyway. Maya said it was scary and clients were worried as well. And Maya, you know what? I'm gonna say something. You are the pro as a nail tech. The customer is coming to you because they trust that you've got the expertise, knowledge, that you know what you're doing. And I think this is our job to know exactly what to reply to the customer in that situation. And if you're comfortable with all the informations, you know that you've gathered your informations, you know your stuff, you've attended the courses, you know what's inside your products. You should be able to have a conversation with your customer and tell them, look, there's nothing to worry about because of this and that.
Yes, but why are we here? Because we know I'm the educator. I know I don't know on which courses you can find information about HEMA, about regulation, about cosmetics and chemical mixtures. We don't teach this on the courses. This is the stuff that us as the distributors of the other people who owns the companies, this is the stuff we need to know.
Yeah.
But today we are sharing this with you, that you know what
tell your
what to tell the customers when they are asking you something. You've got the answer. That was the idea about today's live, just to help you. Then when the customer will come, oh, I saw this on the TV. What the products you're using, or what whatever they are asking you. Because I heard so many stories from last week. Now I think hopefully you've got the answers after our live.
And if you don't, because we probably missed a lot.
Yeah, we've got lots of things, but
we've actually had everything ready here, and we've missed a lot anyway. Because obviously
you missed it.
I've missed it. Yeah, because it never works as intended. Gosia.
That's not me. I even didn't touch it.
Whoa.
Tell us if you can hear us because our microphone just dropped.
Can you hear it?
Can you hear us? Hopefully, it's working. I can't see it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
So sorry about that. Yeah, so just to recap, don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. If you have practice and you know how to work with the products, you know what to avoid. You know that your lamp is a good quality and is compatible with the products you're using. You don't touch the cuticles. You don't damage the dorsal layer on the plate. There is not much to worry about.
Yes, there's always can be some possibilities, but you're doing the best work you can do.
Yeah.
If you've got any more questions, we are always here for you. Our email, our Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. I think the Instagram calls Messenger.
Just send us a message and
we are there for you.
We're gonna reply to it.
Yeah, we are always replying. If we won't know the answer, we will educate ourselves. I will be back to you.
Because we don't know everything. We've spent some time just to make sure that the knowledge we've got is up to date as well. So
yes, we want to give you a solid, proper knowledge because we heard so many different advices, which they wasn't accurate and not really
useful. Actually, I think they were just making it even worse.
They can hear us.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we will wait those 30 seconds. I was saying bye to you. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask now. If not, we will say bye.
I'm just gonna
and we
have
will
a quick...
be back next month because or maybe quicker, and not quicker because it's end of the month now. We did all our lives in Polish every single month.
Previously? Previously, that's actually the very first one we're doing in English.
Yes, this is our first one from long time in English. Hopefully you understand me.
I'm sure they did.
Of course they did. And we will be back here next month with some
new stuff.
Some free knowledge. Not like today. The free knowledge, like I will show probably how to do different things. If you want some specific ones, tell me. What did you want to say?
We're just going to try to educate people on how to use our products. So if you're interested, if you like our products, if you want to know how to use them, you're always free to send us a message, but we're going to be doing it on a regular basis right now. And we are very sorry for all the Polish-speaking people that we've switched to English, but we've actually had some messages asking us to do the live in English, and we've just decided it's actually easier to do it in English only. I'm sure majority of you guys understand that anyway. So going forward, we're gonna be doing it in English.
Thank you for tonight. Thank you for doing this. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, really.
And if we've missed anything, and if you've got any follow-up questions or anything we didn't cover, because there's a lot of it, and like I said, I didn't want to make it very complicated and complex because it is. Just send us a message, and I'm sure Gosia can reply to you and give you some. It is useful in English, I know. We can reply to and give you some more tips. And again, I know that a lot of previous lives we've seen where people were saying education and ask the brands, to give you some tips and advice on how to use the products. We've been doing it for a long time, and we're going to carry on right now. But just to be more inclusive, we will be doing it only in English right now.
English will be giving you a free knowledge, how to use our products, what you can do with them, always showing some new stuff coming. Or if you're thinking about ordering now, tomorrow we've got a delivery with For example, glammy base, which everybody are, oh my gosh, everybody are asking about the glammy base.
So we've got the stock already arrived, but unfortunately, it's a pain in the neck right now because after we left EU, we have to actually relabel every single product that comes to the UK. So it's a bit of work and there's a lot of stock.
Yes,
so
do it more often in English, please. You know that hard. It's just okay. I can understand. I can understand a little bit of Polish, but not everything.
I can understand a bit of Polish as well.
Yes, all our next. Maybe not only you will do some in Polish, but every single month you will see us here on YouTube because we tried on Facebook, but it didn't work so good. The Facebook is not a platform.
I can see we're still dropping some frames. So if the quality wasn't the best, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna find out the solution to it. Because at some point I thought it's the internet connection. Then I've checked the internet connection.
He changed the connection.
I've changed it. It's fine right now, but I can still see sometimes it freezes the screen.
Yeah, but I think this live was quite boring because it's about the boring stuff. Sorry.
So as long as you can hear us, it's fine.
No, I said the other ones. They always more funny. They always we can show the products, colors. They are more.
Engaging,
it's more excited than talking about HEMA and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Then feel free to pop in next time. Anything to add? Any more questions? I think that's it because we are here nearly 1.5 hours.
Yep.
It's always said, we will be fine in 1 hour. 1 hour will be enough for us. Yeah, 1.5. Once we've been 2 hours.
It is enough for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we saying.
So thank you very much for tonight, and everyone who's watching us later. Remember that if you join us on live, you can always ask the questions, and
But anyway, thank you for watching later because this is the point also. Just leaving the YouTube video there for other people some people couldn't come today, join us today. Some people I know because they texted me they are away and they asked if the
video is going to be available. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I want to say. Yeah. Why you just rushing?
Because I want to go.
You want to go home?
Yes.
I don't know why. I'm working tomorrow.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yes, we working tomorrow.
It was finally answered. Thank you very much, and
thank you.
Thank you very much for today, and